Welcome to Tail Talk Grooming Chronicles with Hound Therapy, the podcast where we talk all things pet grooming, daycare, academy, and more. Hosted by Shannon and Tanya of Hound Therapy, serving pet owners across North Texas. We're here to share expert tips, hilarious pet stories, and the inside scoop on keeping your furry friends happy and healthy. Our motto, humanity over vanity. And don't worry, we don't bite. Let's get started. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Clear communication between pet parents and groomers can make all the difference in your pup's grooming experience. In this episode, Shannon and Tanya discuss what makes a groomer-client relationship thrive. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sophia Yvette, co-host and producer, back in the studio with Shannon and Tanya, professional groomers at Hound Therapy. Shannon and Tanya, how are you ladies doing today?
Really good, thank you.
Great. I know I've been certainly waiting for this one because when communication clicks, the whole grooming experience transforms. So, tell us, ladies, how can a client communicate with their groomer? Do they need sign language or some special skills to do it?
Maybe a little.
It's funny that you say sign language because a lot of people will hold up their fingers and say, I want, 1 inch.
I want this long.
And yeah, they'll hold up 5 inches in their fingers. I'm like, do you understand how big 1 inch is? A visual definitely does help.
Yeah.
References of pictures, those help. But just communication on really what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And, don't be afraid to, offend your groomer of saying, hey, look, last time it looked great or last time it didn't. If you have a groomer that's offended by that and doesn't say, what can we do to work with you? Or what can we do to make that look better? Now, obviously, you don't want to be that client that every time you come in,
nobody
you need a
wants to
different
be that
haircut.
client.
But if you're not liking something and you just are having a difficult time, expressing that, a really good way to do that is to just look at their pet, ask, did you take notes? And then go home, live with it. Kind of see how it works out for you. Feel where it is. And then say, the face got really dirty really fast. Can we go shorter around these areas? Or I noticed that in about 2 weeks, the ears were in his food bowl. Or gosh, he's still super short and it's time for his grooming again. Maybe we could go a little longer the next time. So there's a lot of ways to really, to kind of grow with your groomer, kind of like with your hairstylist.
Or if you just didn't like the shape of the head, say that. But I wish it was like a little bit more round or a little bit more square.
And you can use, weird terms. Like somebody came in and said, I want their mustache to be long. And it's that dogs don't have mustaches. So, we can give them one. Yeah. And that is a terminology used often for poodles that get that shaved. But typically, we know what that means, or we're going to try to figure it out. And we're going to be like, so show me what a mustache means to you. Show me what an inch means to you. Show me a picture of the best groom you've ever seen your dog. Like, do you have a family photo, or what do you have visually to show me if you're having a hard time? We have a client that comes in and she's flat out says, I'm horrible at communication. My hairdresser whacked all my hair off because I told her what I wanted and it was wrong. It's not what I meant. I say things that I think are what I mean and it's not. So some people recognize that, other people do not. Hopefully your groomer is versed on how to figure out what we're talking about dog-wise as well. But just try to show them. Get on your knees if you have to. Be as visual as you want. Sign language is great. Point it out, show us, and take good notes.
Or if you do bring in a photo, you can use a Google photo. That's fine. Kind of make it resemble a little bit of your dog, coat-wise.
Don't bring in a picture of a standard Schnauzer if you have a
Yorkie.
Yeah. And you can even do that. Just if you want a Schnauzer cut, be like, I want this cut on that dog. Yeah. We'll mash it up.
make it work.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to make sure it makes sense, right?
Exactly. But we'll still need to go over that. This is a different kind of coat texture, different kind of hair.
Are you sure you want eyebrows?
Yeah. I'm not sure how much time we have, but I do have first opened business here, and I had a husband that dropped off for his pregnant wife, and I must have repeated to him 3 times. Keep in mind, we'd been open 3 weeks, and he said it had been a while since I'd been back into the grooming from barbering, and so I was pretty used to dealing with men. And I asked him straight, you should shave all over. Yes. Smooth. Yes. You want to all over, include the tail. You want me to leave the tail and shave the tail, everything. I want the head shaved, the ear shaved, the tail shaved. I said, are you sure you want the tail shaved? That's not what we normally do. And he said, yes, I am 100% positive. I said, we're shaving the whole dog. I can't tell you how many times it was a 30-minute conversation. He picked up the dog. He said, oh my gosh, this dog looks amazing. I love it. Thank you so much. I said, no problem. We'll see you next time. His wife called me as soon as he walked in the door and just went off. She was, I cannot believe that you shaved the tail on my golden retriever lab mix. That is never done. It's never been done before. I'm like, whoa. Your husband specifically said, I asked him, we went over it. He showed me photos. This is what he wanted. I was doing what was asked. And we went on to lecture her about how she should train her husband because her dog was really good. But her husband probably slept on the couch for a week. That said, there was some very clear communication, but the lack of communication was with the spouse. So if you send somebody else, make sure that the communication follows through.
Or if you send your children,
yeah.
have very clear instructions. Or you can even call the groomer themselves and be like, hey, this is what I want done. And this is how I like it. And this is what I want. I have somebody else dropping off. And just make it clear to everyone so nobody's mad.
I would say, long story short, if you've never been there before, take it yourself if you're specific.
Yes.
Make sure that you have what you are picturing in your head is what's going to come out. But sharing that communication with somebody else, then sharing it with someone else is not a good way to do it. So that said, good communication between whoever is going to be looking at the dog specifically is who we're aiming to please, because husbands don't care or wives don't care. I mean, if my son's not going to care if he drops off my dog, how it looks. Be communication.
On all fronts.
Hopefully that answers it. A little long-winded.
Oh, yes. No, definitely. You answered the question and then some. So great job. Well, Shannon and Tanya, thank you for breaking this down with such clarity and transparency. And I know your listeners will feel even more confident walking into their next appointment. We'll see you both next time.
Have a great day.
That's a wrap for this episode of Tail Talk with Hound Therapy. Ready to book your pet's next groom, daycare stay, or grooming academy tour? Call us at 469-367-0009. That's 469-367-0009 to schedule an appointment. Or visit us online at www.houndtherapy.com. Serving North Texas with expert pet care. Until next time, keep those tails wagging.